Hey guys, welcome back to Odrick Sports. Today we're here with Tiersyn Grubb, a recent commit to Gillette College. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you so much.
And thanks for joining us, by the
Yeah,
way.
thank you for having me.
So for rodeo, that's one of the cool things is like, I didn't even know they had a rodeo team, so that's so cool.
Yep.
But what kind of was your recruiting process like?
So I honestly didn't do a whole lot. I actually had going in my game plans probably since freshman year. I've always really looked at Gillette. We had a lot of great friends at Ingresser girls that went there, and I kind of got to see the ins and outs a little bit there. So I didn't do too much. I chatted with the coach Casey Ray Sellers and Willa Duke before he retired, but I did that and talked to him and went on an official visit, and I honestly committed right as soon as I was there because it just felt like home. It felt like I wanted to be there, and it was close to home, and also with my sister being there one more year, she decided to come back. That was also a big part of it. So yeah, for sure. I didn't do a whole lot, which I'm very thankful for. I'm glad I didn't have to do a whole bunch, but yeah, for sure. More like I reached out to them, but they kind of reached out through my sister as well and kind of talked to me like that. So yeah.
So how important was it to kind of stay around home?
It was really important actually. So I didn't want to go too far away because like my vet is actually in Buffalo, Wyoming, Dallas Shaw. It was nice to stay close to her for sure instead of going like somewhere far to find a new vet or find a new horseshoer and stuff like that. And that plays a big part of it. I would say many people don't really know that. Like there's great vets around everywhere. Like Texas for sure. I saw one school down there and I was like, okay, maybe, but it's a long ways. And for my first 2 years, I kind of want to stay close to home, kind of have my resources that I knew.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So also, as far as the major goes, you're looking at kind of the business marketing side of things?
Yep, for sure. Business marketing as of right now. I'm kind of unsure what I want to do with that. I really like the horse side of it. I like ag business a lot, so maybe I'll go into that for sure. But I don't know after that. So we'll get those 2 degrees and see what happens for sure.
Sweet.
Yeah.
And so how long have you actually been involved in rodeo?
I've been involved I've been riding since I was probably about 2 or 3, since I could walk probably. My parents were involved in it and they raised and trained a whole bunch of horses when me and my sister were little. We actually lived at Seven Downs, the arena down there for
sweet.
a little bit because my dad managed it. And then I've been competing probably competitively since I was 5 with the Little Britches Association and then up through high school and junior high and now to college, so I've been on a big stage and I'm very grateful for that because I've been able to like understand that pressure kind of since I've been little. And I wouldn't say pressure because I've always thought of it as very much fun and stuff like that. So for sure since I've been little, and that's helped a lot throughout my other sports as well.
Do you what's your kind of attitude going into, like I know you said like the sport is fun. What's your attitude like going into it? Because I know there can be a lot of mental stuff that goes with it.
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of mental stuff going into it. I read a lot of books about like how to control your mind and stuff like that, and that's been a big factor. My sister just practicing with her, competing against her like almost every day is also a big fact about that. But you got to go in with like a mind that you're gonna win and you know that you can win, and then the factor is like what do you get for drawing a calf or drawing a goat, and make a game plan and try to execute that. And if it doesn't, there's always another rodeo. There might be one tomorrow. You might rope another one that night. So you just got to go into it, game playing, try to execute it, and if it doesn't work, there's always another one.
So did you say the first event is goat tying? What was the goat tying? So what does that? Do you have to shoot them with a tranquilizer dart, or what do you do?
So you basically ride your horse down at a pretty high rate of speed, I would say, and then you get off, and the goat is staked on a 10-foot rope, and then and your time, there's a flagger, so when your horse crosses a plane, I guess, so that flagger, they start the time. And then you just go down and like tie a goat up with like, it looks like a rope, but it's like very like finely woven, so it's pretty stiff.
Mm-hmm.
And you just tie them up and then you put your hands up and that's the time.
Okay.
Yep.
So, and then also as team roping, is that something that, okay.
Yep.
Then you have a teammate, like how does that kind of work?
Yeah, so I'm the healer, so I rope the feet of the steer or the cow, and then there's a header that ropes the head and there's horns on it. And so we're both in like there's like 2 boxes. So like you have a box here, the chute, and then another box. And yeah, we do that together. That's the only team event in rodeo. So
okay.
That's the only one you get to be with somebody that helps you. But all the other ones are individual, but yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And also you're a standout basketball player here. I have long said that you and Avery Kirk were 2 of the most underrated players for Coach Johnson over the last couple of years. I probably sounded like a broken record, but you know, I feel like there's some similarities just from a competitive aspect that like when you go into a game or when you go and you're doing goat roping, like it really feels like there's a lot of things that you can still take away. How do you think basketball helped you?
Yeah, for sure. Basketball helped me a lot. All of my coaches, Coach Sands, Coach Schroeder, Coach Johnson, all played a very big role in basketball for sure. Just going, like, it helped rodeo, that I did rodeo as well, because I know it was an individual sport. But with basketball, it's a team sport, so I'm like, there's nothing really to be scared of. Like, I feel like there's still pressure there for sure, because you want to do your part for the team.
Yep.
But it definitely helped that you have 4 other players around you to help you in any sense. And, like, even if I didn't have my best game, I knew that I still had to go try to put my best foot forward because somebody else is going to step up. Basketball for sure helped me with the mental side of that as well. Like knowing that I'm not by myself, and really I'm not by myself in rodeo either. I have a horse with me that we control and we're kind of a team. But yeah, basketball for sure, just like the team sport, the leadership, all of that, it taught me a lot for sure. And I'm super grateful that I got to play for the coaches I did, because they deserve a lot of that credit for sure. And it helped me become just a better athlete in general, and it carried over into rodeo as well.
How do you feel like, so obviously I feel like your relationship with your horse is really like, it's big.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I feel like you kind of, you play off each other.
Yeah, for sure.
What, in your opinion, like, how do you kind of develop that relationship? I'm assuming with riding, but also,
Yeah.
but like, how important is that?
It's super important. I think you got to know your horse very well, kind of their tendencies and stuff like that. It's a lot like a friendship. It's a really strong relationship. I've been lucky to have so many great horses in my life, but just from a young age, just being around them, for sure you kind of know how to develop that relationship a little bit faster. Just riding them like every day. Me and my sister, we ride practice every day, and so building that for sure. And then I also train some young horses, so like starting them when they're young as well. That build that trust for sure is a big part of it. So yeah, and starting young I go back to it. That plays a big factor. Knowing kind of how I had to learn a lot for sure starting, but it helped in the long run a lot. And just like riding them, trusting them, know that they want to know you're the jockey. You gotta like teach them. You gotta tell them where to go. And once they figure it out, they pretty much got it. So yeah.
Do you feel like, because one thing I noticed and kind of just watching some events and covering it over the years is like, you're almost diving off of a horse. Like maybe you are.
Yeah. Yeah, for
that's,
sure.
I'm afraid of heights. I feel like it's a little unnerving. It's like, how do you get past that from just like normal riding to like being comfortable or something like that?
I would say just repetition, practice at home, practice. Like when I started, I obviously wasn't going very fast because you got to get used to it. And I was little, and some of the horses I jumped off of, I guess, were super tall, and I mean, you got to stop them. But I think just repetition, doing it for experience so many years, and even riding just different horses all the time helps a lot, because you do the same thing, but you still gotta steer your horse and slow them down, like do what you're supposed to do to get off safely, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, it definitely played a big role in that.
What is something that people might not know about when it comes to competing in rodeo?
I would say one of the things they don't know is like how individual it is. You score points for yourself, and you're not part of a team. Obviously, college is a little bit different than that because you are part of a team. You don't have the traditional coach by any means. Like I have multiple like mentors, and my parents, my sister, and a lot of people have helped me throughout the way, but I wouldn't say like they're the ones coaching you. They're the ones watching you every day, like a basketball practice or volleyball practice or football anyway, like that. So it's very much individual. You get what you put into it. The dedication you put into it is what you're going to get out of it. So the harder you work, sometimes it feels like it's not working at all, but you got to trust the process. And so for sure, yeah.
How technical is it? Because I feel like if I were just to jump on a horse and try to go tackle a goat, it wouldn't go well. So
yeah, it's pretty technical, I would say. There's a lot of steps for you to do it safely so you don't hurt yourself, because it's like goat tying, it can be pretty hard on your knees. So it is pretty technical, making sure you're kind of in the right position all the time so you don't stumble or fall or do anything. And even just riding, staying balanced in the saddle is a big part of it, because like the horses, they can feel your weight. And so if you're leaning that way, you're kind of pulling them down too. They're big and strong animals, but they're still pretty soft in the sense that like they can feel everything above them. And they're like, yeah, they're very smart animals. So if you're leaning that way, they kind of tendency to go that way as well. So it's pretty technical. Like most people wouldn't think they'll just jump on a horse and go. It takes a lot of experience in all riding, and it can take a long time. But I've been super blessed, and with the horses I have had and all the people that's helped me with that, I feel like it made a big difference starting from a young age, just like any other sport.
So not having a coach per se, I feel like that's going to be interesting just because like, will you have teammates that like record for you, or like, are there ways where you can look back at your technique, or how does that process work?
Yeah. So I actually video pretty much every single run. I go back and watch like, okay, maybe I could have made up time here or do something there. But coaches now watching it like from the college level, they can still give you tips and tricks and all the things, and just like practicing like with a facility with my teammates will also help as well, because everybody picks out on something different. Is like, oh, you can maybe do this to make you faster, and somebody else has a different idea of just like something different, and putting them all together that fits like your style almost is I think the best way to do it. Like you don't have to be exactly the same as everybody else like that. It's really hard to do that. And so you just got to do what's best for you and take try everything your coaches tell you, and sometimes it might not work, and you could keep trying and it'll come along for sure. So yeah.
That's a big one. I feel like actually listening to coaches. So as far as competing, is it something you can do year round? Yeah.
So rodeo, you can go year round. Up here in South Dakota, Wyoming, kind of that winter, we don't have as many because we are so cold, and most of our stuff is outside, and a lot of the kids are multi-sport athletes. So they do basketball or volleyball or football or something like that. But there's a lot of events like down south that you can do all year round. So for the college, we have 5 fall rodeos that'll start from August and end beginning of October, I'm pretty sure. And then we'll have 5 spring rodeos, and that they start, I don't know, middle of March probably, or beginning of March, and they'll go till the end of April.
Gotcha.
For sure. So, but in between like that winter break, I let my like good horses, I would say like my rodeo horses that I compete on, that gives them a little bit of a break, but there's still stuff to go to and compete. I think competing is still very important in the winter, because then you just keeps you sharp. Competing and practicing is definitely like very different, because you don't feel the pressure at practice. I would say like you try to put it on you, and that definitely helps. But yeah, you can compete kind of all year round. Rodeo is a great sport in that sense. Like there's always something to go to, no matter where it is. Like it might be a long ways away, but there's always something you can go to.
With that, also you said, are you going to compete with your sister?
Yes, so she's going to be on the same team as me. She's also going to be at Gillette. I'm not going to like compete with her. I'm not going to team rope with her or anything, but she will be on. Yes, she'll be on my team with. I think we have 6 other girls right now. We might have more, but so that'll be our team, and we'll practice together every day, compete together all the time. So, and then we'll have also like our boys team as well. There's quite a few of them. I don't even know how many, but we'll have quite a few of them there, and compete and practice with them every day. Yeah.
How's it going to be like competing with your sister?
I'm super excited, actually. I mean, we practice together all the time when she's home from college, and just competing with her in the sense of like I competed with her through like junior high school, Little Britches, all that thing. And just like I looked up to her so much, because she picks up things. She's very dedicated, works hard all the time. And it definitely makes me want to strive and like, okay, I want to beat her. Or like say I want to, like, I won't necessarily be better than her, but like it has me something to push for sure. And when we both can do good and be competitive and succeed, it definitely is like I practice with her. I know what she does and how she does. So it feels good to be able to do that again, and I'm super excited.
Has she given you any advice kind of going to this, or?
She just takes it one rodeo at a time. You got to leave it all out there. 10 rodeos, it seems like a lot, but in the long run, it's not very many. Like this last college season, it came down to the last rodeo for people to qualify for the national college finals. So you just got to put it all out there. Take one run at a time. You can't look ahead, and you can't look back. That one the last run is over. You got to look at the next calf, next barrel run, whatever it is. So yeah, for sure.
Next question is kind of a 2-parter. Number 1, and I've asked this to every senior.
Yeah.
Has senioritis already set in?
Yes, these last 2 weeks I'm I'm kind of ready to be done, but I'm
Yeah.
almost done, so it's okay. It's good.
And then also the freedom aspect in college. I feel like obviously being an athlete, freedom isn't really a thing.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
Yeah.
you know, you got a lot more like you can decide your own schedule. You can do kind of
Yep.
a whole lot. What are your plans on kind of dealing with that freedom as well as just kind of balancing that with rodeo?
Yeah, for sure. I've been lucky for like this year. My freedom in like high school, I would say, has been pretty well. I've only had to take like 4 classes from the high school, so
Nice.
I have to so I have to deal with that. But the way my schedule is for college right now, I take like 3 classes online and 2 in person. So I have some free time, but most of that will be spent at the barn practicing or do something different. So I'm super excited. I'm just gonna I still got to keep up on my schoolwork, but I'm kind of excited for the degree I'm going into, and so I think that'll be fun and yeah, should be good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, anything else you'd like to add?
No, I'm just thankful for the opportunity and all the coaches that has helped me. I've been blessed. So yeah.
Awesome. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
And thanks for coming in again.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Good luck up there at Gillette.
Thank you.